Closing with candy can be sweet, fun. Ooh, that sour, it tastes good too. God, my jaw hurts. Man. Clutch closers. Closing the deal should be fun. It should be fun for you. It should be fun for your customer. And we have to figure out different ways to be inventive about it. And closing with candy was always a favorite thing for me to do. Figuring out how to weave those sweet little tasty treats in to be able to give your customer something, to be able to hand them something and give it to them. You know, there's a lot to be said by that. Customers like candy. They like it. It tastes good, feels good to them. And when you give them something and you hand them something, they feel like at the same time they owe you something back. It helps break down, tear the barrier down between you and your customer. Believe it or not, it can be a little nervous because it's something that you're not used to. And it's something that's completely different than what anybody else out there is doing. And you have to be different than the last person that customer talked to. Otherwise, you just all bleed in together. Remember that customer when they came in, maybe they had a bad experience the last time they bought their house, their car, their TV, their refrigerator. And when you walk up and you start acting exactly the same way as that other person did, they start mentally imprinting that same experience on top of you. And that's just not fair to a real clutch closer. Using candy to help close the deal is one way that we can separate ourselves. You know, Mr. Customer, I feel like there's just something missing. Everything's not quite right with this, or otherwise we could be moving forward with the purchase. There's something that's not quite perfect. And I don't know, I feel like that one thing is well, I don't want you to feel like a dum-dum and make the wrong decision. So why don't you just go ahead and tell me what it is? What do we need to do to make this thing right? And if your customer, if they take the Dum Dum from you, listen, they've just accepted a free gift from you. You're starting to communicate with the customer. And if you know that you're going to use that close, you know you got to have a little pep in your step. You got to have a smile on your face. And who doesn't like candy, man? I always love just planning the close out. It's just fun to have a plan. Me and the customer, we're on the test drive. We get back from the test drive. Hold on one second, Mr. Customer. Can you just stand beside that vehicle one time for me? This isn't for you. This is for me. I'm telling you, this is going on file right here. You just look so bam. Look at that right there. Look how good you look in that. That is awesome. This is for me, not for you. Later on, maybe we're hanging out in the close, customers going back and forth, and you sit there and say, you know something, I just remembered something. I'm looking at this picture right here of you in this car, and I'm telling you, the only thing hotter than this fireball is you in this car right now. What are we waiting on? What's the problem? You know, while I'm looking at you, look good in the car. It's obviously the right car. I'm telling you, whoo, this fireball's hot. The only thing hotter than this fireball is you sitting in that car. What's not right here? What's not perfect? It's not the car. I'm telling you, I'm looking at it. Can't be the car. Is it the car? It's not the car. It's not the car. Could it be is it the place? You okay doing business here? You okay doing business here? Is your fireball as hot as mine? Look at that picture of you. Is it the money? Tell the truth. Is it the monthly payments? Tell the truth, John. It's the monthly payments. Come down to the monthly payments. It's the monthly payments, isn't it? How close to this number can we get? So we start using this candy to have fun in the close and start breaking down objections and start to be able to move forward one step at a time. And we can use these as icebreakers. We can use them to break these stops, these speed bumps in the road, to push through them and continue to break down that wall. Yeah, I'd probably want to think about it too. And the truth is, most of my customers do think about it. Do you need 2 weeks, 3 weeks? Is that long enough for you to think about it? And your customer's probably not going to go that long, right? Just a couple of days, is that enough? Okay, 2 to 3 days. Listen, it doesn't matter how long you think about it. What I have found is, whether you make a decision now or later, yeah, go and get you one of them. Yeah, that's good. The red ones are my favorite. Yeah, whether or not you make a decision now or later, you're going to have to ask yourself the same questions. Is it the right vehicle? It is. Is this the right place? It is. Am I the right person? I hope I am. I hope I haven't done anything to offend you. I am. Is it the money? Is the sale price right? It's the monthly payments, isn't it? Tell the truth, John. It's the monthly payments. Yeah, I know, you talk to your wife, how far off are they on the monthly payments? How close to this number can you get? And we do paperwork today. You see, because ultimately, it's not about the candy. The candy's just a tool. The candy's just a tool to help you break down. It can be something that if you have an hour later sitting on your desk, customer says, I need to think about it. Hey, that's an hour later close. I got my hour laters, and I'm going in for the hour later close. And I'm going to absolutely save my favorite for last. This is the one that I use time and time again at the end of every close. They've put ink on paper, signed the dotted line, they've went deeper in debt, and here it comes. Jim, Nancy, I know you made a big decision today, and at some point tomorrow I've kind of found that some of my customers kind of look back and they get what's called buyer's remorse. And I'm not going to say that's happened to you. I know you put a lot of thought into this and this just wasn't a whim for you. But just in case it does, I've got something I say for you. And I don't give this to everybody, but I've got 2 buyer's remorse tablets. So tomorrow when you wake up and you wonder, you say, hey, I wonder if that was the absolute right thing for me to do, just take one of these every 4 hours and I guarantee you it'll go away in 8. The buyer's remorse tablets are one of the things that I know over and over again has saved me a little grief from a customer the next day. When I've saw them weeks, months, years later, they come up and shake my hand and go, hey, you're the buyer's remorse man. I'm going to tell you something. You were exactly right. It didn't happen that day, but it happened about 2 days later. And I was wondering, man, what have I done? I reached in, I remembered those buyer's remorse tablets that you gave me. And you're right. And 2 of them is all it took for it to absolutely go away, and the buyer's remorse left me. Thanks, man. So clutch closers. Put a little fun in your life, man. Put a little candy in the close. Figure out ways to do it. Maybe you're already using some candy. Now, I would love to hear from you and how you're using these closes. Are you using different kind of candies? Have you figured out better ways to weave these candies into your clothes? Maybe you got a better way for using the Now or Laters or the Dum Dums or the Red Hots. Or maybe you want to use a Jolly Rancher and throw that into the big mix, or a Blow Pop. Put it down in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. Remember, hit the subscribe button. The bell will get you the updates. And if you like candy and love what you see, give it a thumbs up.